Who carved an entire mountain? The Kailasa Temple mystery. Curivault opening. The vault is open once again, with more questions than answers. Let's unlock them together. Who carved an entire mountain? Close your eyes for a moment. Now imagine you're standing before an entire mountain. Not a block of stone, not a cliff, an entire mountain. Now imagine someone gives you an impossible task. Hidden inside this mountain is a magnificent temple. Your job isn't to build it. Your job is to remove everything that isn't the temple. Where would you even begin? At the entrance? The foundation? The roof? Now imagine one final condition. You only get one chance. One wrong measurement, one careless strike, one crack in the wrong place, and years, perhaps decades, of work could be destroyed forever. Sounds impossible. Yet more than 1,200 years ago, someone accepted that challenge. Without electricity, without cranes, without computers, without modern machines. Today, their masterpiece still stands in Maharashtra, India, the Kailasa Temple. People often ask, who built this incredible monument? But perhaps that's the wrong question, because the real mystery isn't who built it. The real mystery is, how do you remove an entire mountain and leave behind a perfect temple? Today, we're opening the vault on one of humanity's greatest engineering mysteries. And by the time this vault closes, you may never look at a mountain the same way again. Chapter 1. The mountain that had to disappear. Every masterpiece begins with a vision, but this one began with a mountain. Travel back to the 8th century, long before tourists filled the caves of Ellora, long before the temple became one of India's greatest architectural wonders. Stand on the Deccan Plateau as the first rays of sunlight touch the dark volcanic rock. The valley is quiet. Then, a single sound echoes through the silence. Clang. Iron strikes stone. Another follows, then another. Soon, hundreds of hammers are working in rhythm, but something feels strange. No giant blocks of stone are arriving. No wagons carry building materials. No workers are stacking walls. Because nothing is being brought to the mountain. Everything is being taken away. Imagine you're one of the craftsmen standing there. The mountain rises before you as one solid mass of black basalt. No towering pillars. No magnificent sculptures, no temple, only rock, and somewhere inside it, a vision only a handful of master architects can see. Every strike of your hammer removes something that can never be replaced. Unlike almost every building in history, there are no spare stones waiting nearby. If you carve too deep, the mistake becomes part of the mountain forever. If a pillar breaks, you cannot carve another and carry it into place. It was never about building. It was about revealing. That single idea makes Kailasa Temple unlike almost every monument on Earth. The builders weren't assembling pieces together. They were uncovering a masterpiece that existed only in their imagination. But that raises an even bigger question. How do you carve something you cannot fully see? How do you know exactly what to remove before the temple even exists? Because hidden inside this mystery is one decision so bold that even modern engineers pause to admire it. One mystery has been unlocked. But deeper inside the vault, another question is waiting. To be continued in Part 2, Chapter 2, The Impossible First Cut. One mystery has been unlocked, but hidden inside the mountain was an even greater one. If the temple already existed in the architect's imagination, where do you make the very first cut? Most monuments begin the same way. A foundation is laid. Walls rise. The roof comes last. Kailasa Temple followed none of those rules. According to archaeological research, its creators began from the very top of the mountain and carved downward. Pause for a moment and imagine the confidence that required. Before a single staircase existed, they already knew exactly where it would end. Before the courtyard was carved, they knew its precise dimensions. Before the first pillar emerged, they had already imagined its height, its thickness, and the weight it would support. The temple had to be complete, not in stone, but in the minds of its architects. Only then could they begin removing the mountain around it. This wasn't construction. It was subtraction on a monumental scale. Every strike of the hammer was permanent. Unlike modern buildings, no damaged block could be replaced. No cracked pillar could be rebuilt. One wrong measurement could remain visible forever. That is what makes Kailasa Temple extraordinary. It wasn't carved with endless opportunities to correct mistakes. It was carved with extraordinary certainty. Historians generally attribute the temple to the Rashtrakuta dynasty during the reign of King Krishna I in the 8th century, based on inscriptions and other historical evidence. But while history tells us who most likely commissioned the monument, it remains silent about the techniques that turned an impossible vision into reality. Planning the temple was only the beginning, because imagining a masterpiece is one thing. Removing an entire mountain without destroying it is something else entirely. And that's where the mystery becomes even harder to explain. To be continued in Chapter 3. Chapter 3. The mountain begins to disappear. Imagine returning to Ellora, not days later, not months later, but decades after that first cut. The mountain is no longer the same. With every passing season, more rock disappears. Open courtyards emerge from solid basalt. Massive pillars rise where there was once only stone. Shrines, staircases, and intricate carvings slowly reveal themselves as though they had always been waiting inside the mountain. It almost feels less like construction and more like discovery. Archaeologists estimate that hundreds of thousands of tons of volcanic basalt were removed to create Kailasa Temple, although the exact figure is still debated. Just imagine the scale. Every piece of rock had to be cut, broken, carried away, using little more than iron tools, careful planning, and extraordinary teamwork. Yet moving the stone may not have been the greatest challenge. Knowing which stone not to remove was. Every pillar had to remain strong enough to support the rock around it. Every sculpture had to emerge without a single irreversible mistake. Nothing could be added later. Nothing could be replaced. Every elephant, every staircase, every shrine, and every carved figure you see today was hidden inside that single mountain from the beginning. Perhaps that's why Kailasa Temple continues to fascinate engineers, architects, and historians alike. Not because it proves forgotten technology, not because it demands supernatural explanations, but because it demonstrates what human imagination, mathematics, craftsmanship, and patience can achieve when they work together over generations. By now, we understand how the mountain was carved, or at least, we understand the process. But one mystery still refuses to disappear. Before the first hammer ever touched the rock, who looked at an ordinary mountain and saw an entire temple waiting inside it? Because perhaps that question was always the greatest mystery of Kailasa Temple. To be continued in Chapter 4. Chapter 4. The temple that existed before it was carved. Some mysteries end with answers. The greatest ones change the questions we ask. We came here searching for the people who carved an entire mountain. History gives us part of the answer. Most historians attribute Kailasa Temple to the Rashtrakuta dynasty, most likely during the reign of King Krishna I in the 8th century. But history remembers the kings far better than the thousands of architects, sculptors, artisans, and laborers whose hands transformed solid basalt into one of the greatest monuments ever created. Their names have faded. Their masterpiece has not. And perhaps that is the greatest mystery of Kailasa Temple. Long before the first hammer touched the rock, someone looked at an ordinary mountain and saw something that no one else could see. A complete temple hidden inside stone. The craftsmen didn't build that vision. They revealed it. Maybe that's why Kailasa continues to inspire the world after more than 12 centuries. Not because it defies science, but because it proves what human imagination, patience, and determination can accomplish together. So perhaps we've been asking the wrong question all along. The mystery was never who carved an entire mountain. The real mystery is, what kind of mind can look at a mountain and already see a masterpiece waiting inside? And maybe every impossible dream begins exactly the same way, invisible, until someone has the courage to make the first cut. Curivault closing. The vault is closing, but before it does, the next time you stand before something that feels impossible, remember Kailasa Temple, because every masterpiece begins where everyone else sees only obstacles. If this story changed the way you look at history, don't let it end here. Like this video, subscribe to Curivault, and share this mystery with someone who loves history as much as you do. Because every answer opens another vault. And when the vault opens again, we'll uncover another mystery together. Until then, stay curious